Oh, hello. Hi, it's me, Scott. We were streaming like less than 12 hours ago, but here we are again. I need to. The goal is. Here's the goal. The goal is to spend only just like an hour or two getting some of this data, getting some data to the GPU and trying to visualize some of the GPU sites. So we're going to kind of put a pin in what we were working on yesterday, and try kind of an alternate path. Not that I will fully abandon that thing from yesterday, but a lot of tomatoes from the peanut gallery today. Why are there vocals in this music? It's this one particular album, I think, that has some good tracks, but it's violating the laws of no vocals. No, it's a different album. Different album than I thought it was. Okay, so the premise here is, hi everyone, hello. It's Friday, isn't it? Happy Friday. I should probably be solving Sudoku instead of this, but we're gonna do this. Let's go over here. And the thing we want to do. Helio, how's it going? Wait, is this some salute that I don't know? What? Are you greeting me in Nukt? I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce the language, much less the word. Inuktitut? Is that an Inuktitut greeting? That's fair. So I see, you're just exploring alternate greetings, and you've landed on an Inuktitut phrase. Well, that's great. What so we tried Unusakut. Good afternoon. Wait, it's not afternoon. Oh no, it's only morning here. This is completely wrong. Oh, it has a phonetic pronunciation. That's right. Unasakut. Unasakut. I think these glasses are just cool as hell. It's cool. It's a cool idea, innovative. Like the notion of we're gonna enter an era where like electronic and mechanical prosthesis are gonna stop being medical devices, and they're just going to be opt-in. And yeah, this is like a cyberpunk future I'm thinking of. But I'm really interested in, from the perspective of the future, the history of prosthetic devices in humans. And I have to imagine, like, obviously we don't have fur, so we have like prosthetic covering to keep us warm, basically. So we that's kind of a prosthesis. But like, as far as a prosthesis for meeting a shortcoming, like poor eyesight or difficulty seeing and blinding conditions, like I feel like the history of eye related accessories is really interesting to me, because that's going to be a thing that's like eyeglasses we've had for a very, very, very long time. And you have to imagine that sometime in the near future, speaking on the human scale, like 100 years, we're going to figure out vision problems at to a degree that like the magnifying lenses are not going to make sense anymore. We're going to have like more like deeper solutions for that. And so there will just be this slice of human history where glasses were a thing we wore on our face. It'll be from our perspective, a pretty broad slice, but in the grand scheme of things, probably narrow, unless you think about this in that lineage. Cherry Darts, how's it going? Oh no, you sold your tomatoes? Is that true? Are you insulating? I mean, there are natural means to insulation. It's true. Anyway, I don't know. That's it. I'm articulating this poorly, but it's something that I find interesting. In the historic record, there will be kind of this arc of external appliances related to vision that I have to imagine will go away. I mean, maybe they'll remain as a stylistic choice. It was very cool 10 years ago to like wear fake glasses just because glasses looked cool, you know? Anyway, I like the idea of a like appliance like this is very cool. It's a separate category of appliance that I think is really incredible. Good job, humans. Way to go, everybody. So the thing we want to try to do, and this is something I don't have a lot of experience with, and I kind of don't want to do it, but we're going to do it. There's two tracks I'm interested in exploring. One is getting this visualization data into a shader and then visualizing it. That's pretty easy. And one of them is getting, I didn't mean to close that. One of them is getting the data into the VFX graph and visualizing it. And there's kind of two routes to go. I think unfortunately in the shader, we really are stuck with a texture, right? Like I don't think in shader graph we can sample a graphics buffer. I might be wrong about that. Is the music too loud today or is the volume okay? We'll call this one Pulse. So I don't think, at least with the version of shader graph I have available to me, excuse me, that it is possible to sample a buffer. Like we can sample a texture, obviously, which is kind of a buffer, but yeah, we can. So these are the things we can sample. So I think I just don't think it's possible. Let's see, graphics buffer and shader graph. I just don't think you can get to them. Not yet, no. It's pretty old. So we make a function node and sample a structured buffer. It's not a terrible idea. But it's not really what I'd want to do. Like I like ideally, so the goal being is like we could just send in this data and visualize it. So the normal way that I would do that with a shader is you would write the data to a texture and just essentially use pixel data, pixels to encode your data. Is this the song with the crazy horn honk? It is. This song is unhinged. But I kind of like it. But we're going to skip it because I'm not going to subject you to this. So the I just don't think we can get a compute buffer in a shader graph. I mean, unless we use the custom node, which is possible. We could do that. I just don't know if I care that much. I feel like at that point, I would just do a texture. So, do I care? I guess I'm more inclined to go the shader graph route and figure out a, because we're probably going to want this at some point anyway, and we'll get us part of the way there at least. Like, the reason we would want to send it to a normal shader is for displacement. So we could, like, displace vertices. That's a thing we could do. Or, which, you know, we've done that. We've definitely done it. We did it with a version of Spherical Glow that did that, where it was all just shader based. But I mean, that in that case, the computation was all in the shader. We didn't really have to send anything over. So I'm going to say, what? Let's create a scene. I'm only going to stream for like an hour. Let's see what we can do in an hour. It's the wrong place. So get out of here and let's make a and let's make a shader graph. Really don't know how to do this, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's a bit tricky, actually, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so let's make a new... That's not what I wanted to do at all. That's not what I wanted to do either. Really struggling today. So let's do this. Let's not worry about this for the time being. And let's just make a VFX graph. And wait 7 million years for inexplicable reasons. Why would we need to wait? I don't know. We didn't do anything. We didn't run any code. All we did was accidentally name something incorrectly. This. So, I don't know why Unity chooses to do the things it does sometimes. So let's do a visual effect. And let's, the thing we're going to need, and this is a thing I'm just not very familiar with. So let's see. We need a structured buffer. Cool to have an example of this. Just see a just need, we want to sample a buffer. That's a thing we want to do. Okay, so something like this. So, right. Fetch a sample, fetch and sample a structured buffer, graph buffer, etc., etc., etc. So CPU side, we need to do this. Something like this. Where we'll have some graphics buffer. We're just tracking the intensity of these bands. Now, the thing though, we need actually an array of these, right? Do we create the array, or do we... I just want a simple example of this with just like this line of code. I don't want... Kidro's got us, right? This is kind of what I want to do, but I think this is not right because this is too old. Like we literally want this. I want this exact thing. Where do we find a structure buffer, graphics buffer created with the structure target? How do we create it though? I hate you. Why is there no sample code? Ugh, okay. I think I have an example here, but it's from a project that I did this on another project, but it is not code I can show. But somewhere in here, I probably have an example of this, right? So just can't remember the. I mean, the general pattern I remember. We need to create. Yes, you. Is it you? I ended up not doing this actually, but the because I didn't like it. I found ways that I felt to be simpler, but in fact, should I just do that instead? Should I do it the way that I think is simpler? Event data with the count and the spawn count. We really could. We could do this where instead of using a buffer, we use an event and we just send it all in an event. Is that better? I don't know. The cool thing about the event is I would be able to do that a bit more easily at kind of worried this is going to be slow. We make a graphics buffer. It has a buffer size, and it's the size of this. I don't really like this approach. That's a weird thing to do. Anyway, so it would basically be like this. We would need to we'd create a buffer. We have a new graphics buffer, and it has to be that structured target, this, and it has to be the count, I don't know. Band buffer, by the way. I don't know what this is yet. We'll just do 32 for the moment. And then the stride of this should just be the size. How do you do this? Is it just... I'm not actually sure if this is right. Is it like size of, type of? Or do we have to get... How do you do this? Oops. Stop it. Okay, good enough. Go away. What is the right way to do this? Just make it unsafe. Okay, there's a better way to do this that isn't stupid. So you could do it with Marshall. Is there a way that's not insane to do this? I mean, we know it, I think. So let's check GPT say. Yeah, it says use Marshall. I don't like the idea of that. It feels like there's a reason that I shouldn't do that. But maybe it's fine. So we'll do this. And then we need to dispose of it, I think. I think that's our job. So the idea, I believe, and then let's just write is there a set data? How do we want to do this? The I don't understand why my IntelliSense is extra broken right now. Like super, like where it's not showing function signatures. Why did that happen? Why is it like doing totally irrelevant autocomplete? Okay, if I start typing garbage in, it will do it. Great. But I need to set it an index. List of data, native array. So what am I going to have? I'm going to have, I'll have a native list is what I'll have. But it weirdly seems like it takes native arrays but not native lists. No, this isn't. No, we'll have to recreate it because this isn't right. We're gonna have a native list of floats, not How do I want to do this? I mean, I don't understand why we can't just have an set it at an index. You know, like set it. Maybe you have to do the. Why? I don't. IntelliSense, you're bad, but you're like extra bad today. Like this sort of seems right, but I don't really understand the other signatures. Kind of don't make sense to me. Like I just want to set an individual. Like how do I just set a thing? Is that the only way to do it? Like to have some data structure? That's a little annoying because that I'll just have two almost identical representations. There's probably some really fancy way to do this. but I don't know it. I don't know the fancy way. Like I would need to... That's pretty annoying. I mean, or maybe I'm overcomplicating this, because what if it is... I don't know. Well, I don't know. No, what we get is a bunch of bands. That's right. And we don't want to send the whole band. That's the we will need to create a new structure. So for now, let's just do I'm positive there's cleaner ways to do this, but let's just start with this and just say like okay, how do you really do this? What am I doing wrong? We need to make... This is... It's not... Gosh, I just can't think of anything today. Like... We want to make a new... We don't have a constructor. I mean, I guess we could add a constructor. We shouldn't need one, though. So what's the shorthand? Isn't there a shorthand for this? To make a new band data? Whatever. Times. All right, we'll just start with some. So we're just going to have this buffer full of nonsense, I think, right? We're going to have a graphics buffer. How do we refer to that particular graphics buffer? I don't. Maybe it's just by... Maybe we have to set it in the VFX graph. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you know, it'd probably be wise to go look at the documentation for this. I haven't found it to be very good. I guess you're supposed to just go grab samples, which we could do, but I don't know. I don't feel compelled to do that. So let's make a pulse VFX graph, because we didn't do that yet, I don't think. We gotta decide what to make, and I don't know. Let's just start with the simple loop. So you with the VFX graph here. We got a particle party going on, very exciting, and we want to think about this. Think about it really hard. So the thing we want to do we have to expose that graphics buffer and set it? Or is that not how you do things in the world? I think we maybe need to. Like we'll have a band data graphics buffer. I don't think we have to update it once we set it, actually. And then a sample buffer. sample. How do we do this? Sample graphics buffer. So I am going to, we're going to change this. Okay, we're going to do this one step at a time because I really don't know what I'm doing. But we'll do periodic bursts. And once a second, we'll emit 32 particles, right? So once a second, 32 particles are going to come out. Then we are going to want to, we have our band data. See, this is where I don't really know how this stuff is supposed to work, because we're going to try to sample this graphics buffer at not at runtime. And I like, if there was some mechanism for storing defaults here, that would be cool. But I don't know what we like. Do we just get zeros, or what do we get? I don't know the answer. So I think we want the spawn index. And then this is going to be we'll just set the position. I mean, this will be, yeah, I didn't do that really the way I should have, actually. I gotta think about that, but we'll just start with this. This is wrong, but let's start with this. So do we need, like, how do we say the type of this thing? Like, what is this not, it's not a float. It is band data. Okay, cool. So we can do this. So, but would it be better to just have a buffer that is floats? Well, that seemed like a better, it's all we really need. I don't think we need a custom struct. I think we just need floats. Is that true? What if this was just floats? And then we started with just the Y value. Maybe we'll decide we need a custom struct. Maybe. Anyway, so don't do any of this. And let's just set a position and do this. And maybe for now, get rid of Fizz, and let's just have our particle party. So this thing is very sad. And we want it, let's do no linear drag, nothing. We just have particles emitting at the center of the Earth. So, this is, I believe, all correct. It's just that our buffer has no data, right? That's our problem here. We have a dataless buffer. So if we play, we will have a buffer and it will be wrong. It actually may be sort of correct, but anyway. But I think we don't need this right now. Like, we just want a size of float. Can I do that? Basically, I'll just say I just want a float. And this is just going to be a list of float data. So this is probably better, because I'm starting to imagine a way that we could do this really effectively. Maybe, without having to copy it around a bunch. But so we'll just put an I in here times 10 or something. And then we're going to set this float data. So we just have we've got our fake little artificial data coming in. What would be cool, what I would consider a cool thing to do would be, what's still broken? Who's broken and why? Is something actually broken? Yes. Get it. Would be a way to have like almost like a buffer snapshot or something. I'm sure we could find a, Unity would hate it, like not love this, but a way to have like a edit time buffer. So if we run this, the thing one would expect to oh, we didn't set the buffer, so one would expect nothing to happen. But if we set the buffer, which would be visual effect set graphics buffer called band data, I think. Okay, I have to step away for a moment, but I really want to see if this works. Is it going to work? It's going to work. I have no reason to believe it'll work, but I also have no reason to believe it won't work. So it would be cool if it worked. I really have to pee, Unity. Why would you? So it seems to be broken. Okay, anyway, we'll fix it in a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, surely made some silly mistake. Push this button. Try to adjust the camera so I'd look a little taller, but I think I overdid it. So what's the problem here? Problem is what? Whenever we enable this, we destroy a buffer, we create a buffer, we try to draw things where they should be in the buffer. Unity's unresponsive, that's cool. So what did we do? We set the Y position to whatever's in the buffer. Oh no, it's working. It is working. How about that? It's working. It's just, I made the number too big. I don't know. Please get out of my face. Okay, it is working. I just set them like 10 units apart, which is a very silly thing to do. But, so we are doing the thing, which is exciting. It's exciting news. So, now what? I'm in the wrong, sorry, wrong screen. Okay, so we're get our buffer. We're drawing what's in the buffer. If we stop, presumably that buffer goes away and we're just drawing nonsense again. Yeah, it'd be cool to have like an artificial buffer that ran at edit time, you know? But maybe that's too much to ask. So what I want to do, so we're emitting exactly 32, right? What I think could be a thing that is cool. Intensity should be a normalized value, right? Because it's our, we're just going to use our normalized intensity. Gosh, this is a little complicated, but we could set the whole, we could send the whole thing to the GPU and not have to process it. I mean, we could send our whole native list, because there's not that much data in it, you know? The whole thing is somewhere. Where do you think it is? I should probably split this file up in a way that is sane. This is the whole thing. Which is a little annoying. That means it's not going to align well. I think you can. So what the problem is like, each of these is 32 bits. But, and I'm going to get this wrong. Like the way that this gets laid out in memory may not be the way you expect it to get laid out in memory. I think you can, there's some like attributes that you can force that. This is like just pulling from deep in my memory somewhere, so I'm probably getting it wrong. But like if this was, it's a dumb number. It's like 196 bits, which doesn't align well to whatever, like 256 or 128 or whatever, like however the memory is aligned. There is a way to think about that I don't really know. Could we just make this a structured buffer? Would that be a crazy person thing to do? Like, sorry, make it the that seems like a thing I should be able to do, right? We'd be sending, the problem is this is all we really care about, right? We care about one float, we care about 32 bits. And if we sent all of this, we'd be sending 96 or 100, whatever, 192 bits per entry. And it's probably, there's, I guess the trade-off, and I'm going to probably get these terms wrong, but just vaguely, the notion is like, there's like the bandwidth of getting that data back and forth between the GPU versus the additional processing to just kind of like copy it over, which would be trivial. In fact, excuse me, there's probably some really fancy way we could do that. Like, there's probably a very fancy way we could do that. I think it's available to us. I think it's available. I think we have the ability to, maybe the set data like gives us some cool tricks. Okay, but we should, I need to forgo the cool tricks if we're going to try to do all of this in like an hour. But the thing I'm thinking of, and I may just be totally wrong about this, we have some like array of structs, right? We have our native list of those. And it would be sort of cool to be able to set this data in such a way where we could like set it from that. But that may not be possible to do it in the way I sort of want. Like if you could do this with a stride. But that may not be a thing you can do. So no, maybe. It's kind of lame because it sort of seems like this should work. Well, like I feel like I saw it in here somewhere. That's why it's in my brain. It felt like there were more. Size of the elements. Yeah. Like there's some maybe just be totally wrong about this. There's some notion in my head that there might be like a but I think there's not. Okay, never mind. I think I'm off track here. Anyway, so the idea is what? The idea is that we'll have some number. So let's do a couple things. Let's do the let's start with the ring. So we'll do the arc circle thing like we did last time, even though it got confusing. We'll make this custom, and we will make this spawn index out of spawn count, right? Our problem last time was with the what have I done? Spawn index with the spawn count. Why wouldn't that work? What very wrong thing am I doing? What's your problem? Is the spawn count not... We want these to not be randomized. Let's just let these have... Let me just last 1 second. There should be 32 of you people. Every 1 second we should send out 32. Is spawn index not correct? So why is spawn count not working? Doesn't that seem dumb? I mean, we're going to be setting that externally anyway, but kind of annoyed. Like, really, we want the number of elements in this. But maybe we keep it separate, just so we have the ability to draw that even when there's no data. You know, like, we don't really want to rely on the count of this because it just may not have anything in there. don't know why that doesn't, why spawn count is not just that number, you know? Like why shouldn't spawn count be the right number? That has to be the source. Is that, it gets pretty confusing. I guess that makes sense. Okay, so that lets us have our friends here, right? And let's have like a tiny bit of Z forward. Can we, what? Oh, velocity, not force. Add velocity. Just the touch. Gonna be more than we want, but that's okay. So we have this. Let's let them live a little longer. So this should be like, I don't know. We should support, I don't know, whatever, 10 of these or something. Oh, can you not dynamically set the capacity? Well, forget you. Okay, so we have these friends now. So the thing we would like to do is for each of these, let's do this. Let's get the arc circle out here now. Wait. I'm in a position on a circle. Let's we don't want it random. What am I doing wrong here? Sorry. What I want to do is add some offset based on where it is. I mean, I guess we could do it. This is not my preference, but oh well, that would be sort of funny to do. We want to orient these like outward away. So let's do a couple things. Let's make them weird looking for just a minute. Just make them a little longer along Y so we can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, so we want to orient these along the velocity, of which there is none at the moment. Or there, you know, there's not. Gosh, how do we do this? I want to orient these in a way that makes sense to me. You know? So how do we do that? The up vector is itself, basically. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I don't know why I always struggle with this kind of thing. Like, the up vector is just where I am in local space. That did not do the thing. How do we do this? I mean, we know an angle. We know where we are on the circle. So that's one way we could do it. It just feels like there's a better way to do this. But we don't actually have a lot of orientation. Like I want to look, I want to orient it along its own vector from the center, basically. So what's the right way to do that? Kind of annoying that this doesn't do that. Like we could know it based on set the x-axis. Yeah, this, I don't know. Maybe this is the same nightmare from last night is haunting us, but the oh, I think I know what this means. Apparently I don't understand this. Maybe it's set the y-axis of this local to no, get current position. Oh, I am struggling with this stuff right now. It's very, very silly. Why do you think that's so broken? If we don't do this, what happens? Okay, that is kind of right. But then the facing, we like lose our y-axis in a way that's frustrating. I don't really know the best way to do this. Like I basically want a billboard only on the y. You know, like I want to orient okay, so you need strip for that. We want, what's the right way to do this? I mean, I do want it to orient towards the camera, but I want a rotation. Maybe I can't do that. Maybe the idea that I want doesn't really exist. Problem is, this is not going to be right. Like this is going to be, oops, because we're moving the current position, you know? Oh my gosh, get position. Maybe I need to reevaluate this because I think my thinking may just be flawed. Like I mean, we already got that, right? Not really. This was closer. I know why we need to do that every frame. We can't orient advanced here, so I don't know. So if we ditch this and ditch this, we should end up with the thing that we want, kind of. So we have this going on, and it's very exciting. So we have some options for how we deal with this. 32 times 10. We'd want a lifetime. So 5 seconds. So it's basically 5 times the if this is 1. If this is 2, it's like 2 times 5 times 32 is the number. I'm sorry, 0.5. Ends up being like 2 times 5 times the number, which is this is 320 total particles, I think. That seem true? How could we know? I don't understand these numbers. Why are there so many batches? Are there any batches? Because we're not running. That's probably why. So, oh, we're going to screw things up, but that's okay. So this, I don't know if this is better or not. So what we need to do in here, in pulse land, we want to set this. We don't actually want... We need to do Fizz analyzer instance bands. Just loop through this. And then, annoyingly, I think we do have to do this. Have this intensity list. So we'll start out with I don't know if it's important to pre-populate this. But what we'll need to do is copy this. So let's do it like this instead. The count is going to be problematic. We don't really know the count until... You could imagine... yeah, gosh, it's a little tricky, huh? You could imagine, like, during update, just saying, like, if... Okay, this is insane. So basically, if the band buffer is null, or band buffer count is not equal to Fizz analyzer, instance.bands.length, and then if we have one, dispose of it, and then create the new friend with Fizz analyzer.instance.bands.length. Just create if needed. Seems like a crazy way to do this. I need to stand up. I stood up a minute ago. It's weird I have to do that. I almost wonder if we should handle this in the analyzer. That's not a terrible idea, you know? Like, just have the analyzer have a way to say, like, hey, I want you to be writing to a graphics buffer, please, and then just bind to it or not, and let the I realize I'm being very inarticulate. Let the... So we would do this here, I guess. Let the Fizz analyzer deal with this because other people probably want it anyway, and just do it as part of the normal processing. So just like when we're doing our processing, do this copy anyway if somebody wants it, right? Like, and that could be optional. So I think we don't do anything on enable. And just like in the update loop, we create the buffer if it's needed. And then we still have to copy the list data over though. So we still need to do a for. Is this the right way to do this? This should probably just be a float array, right? 10 cities, I don't know. So like I do this with the you know what I mean? And then here what's the matter with you? Wait, why do you what? Why do you have to be a list? What if we don't? I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's try it. So then we say that the band intensities is equal to the Fizz analyzer instance bands. Oops. We just copy the field we want, which is the normalized energy. And then we set that. What do we think of this? Feels like it's going to be broken, but I don't know. I'm not actually using that data yet either, by the way, but I can see how to use it. So what's a reasonable number of particles for that? 256 or something like that? We can adjust the lifetime based on that? I don't know. Or sorry, not 256, 2048. So we're almost certainly going to have problems here, and that's okay. The recreating the update loop is pretty silly, but it's easier than dealing with the thing I don't want to deal with, which is like initialization of scenes. We do need, I'm realizing there's a couple things we're missing from this. This is only going to have 8 bands, I think, if it works at all. Okay. Attempting to create a 0-length graphics buffer. That seems bad. Is it because of the analyzer not having... So we probably need to say, like, and... like, don't do anything if we don't have any bands. That might not be the way to handle that, but why does it take so long to do all of this when I change one line of code? I don't want to hold on. So slow. So I feel like I've broken the analyzer. Feels like the analyzer's not working at all. So what do we do? What are we missing here? Why? We didn't update the count, which is an important thing we need to do. Unless it's working. And it is possible that it's working. Although the analyzer is broken. What are these leaks? Something about the I don't know what the problem is, but that's just a bug, whatever. So we are possible. Oh shoot! What is your problem? If the band buffer is equal to null, or what are you mad about? Can this not be like why? I don't understand. One other thing we need to do is oops. Dang it. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Excuse me. Let's call this same thing 85 times. So what was wrong? I think nothing. Actually, that's a fair point. Is I think we didn't do in the Fizz analyzer. We may not even have a default. But that's okay. So all we need to do is add. Oops, daisy. It shouldn't really matter. I don't understand this error. I think we're still going to get it. So come back here and play. What's your problem? If I toggle this, it should recreate and it's going to be mad at me. So why are you mad at me? You're mad at me because when I turned you off, band count. What? I don't understand. Who is null here? Object. One of these people is null. We're explicitly checking to see if this is null. So it must be the band buffer count. So maybe it's not all null, but it's like when we dispose of it, we need to do that. It's possible. It's possible. Sure, there's a tidier way to do this. All this needs a ton of cleanup, but I'm just trying to like lay some groundwork for. I initially said 8 visualizations as a like beta launch, and now that seems insane. We could have 8 truly terrible ones, but maybe if we aim for like 5 okay ones. I will say, like, if we get the graphics buffer stuff working, it may make life a little easier. So if we toggle this, that is what that's good. So that is a good thing to happen. And then what we need to do is we now want to like adjust the scale based on those intensities. So I think we can do this while running, because I think we're getting these. We just now want to like set scale on the y-axis by this value, which is the float. And then let's remap this from 0 to 1 to be like from 0.1 to 5 or something. So one problem is we don't have our interesting. Actually, we kind of only want to do this here. Yeah, okay, that's funny. So this gives us sort of like snapshots of the moment. Which is a funny thing. I think we want to actually do this between, I mean, we don't want these to be circles, really. It needs to be like a thing. Oh no! Like a thing that isn't a dot. I just need like a... That's fine for now. So what we need, now we want these to like end up kind of where they belong somehow. Maybe we don't do these colors. Could make this cubes if we really wanted to. Throw them as a mesh. I don't know if we really want to, but we could. So, this looks insane. Why does that look so crazy? Coming towards us. Animate y to 0, I think. So we could do a multiply size over life, but we actually would want this to be it'd be sort of cool to have them just like scale up over y over. So basically, we would want like y over life. basically, we could have it just decay. But I really want this to be on more than like. It's not right. So I don't have a great way to do this, but one idea would be that we do this, but then that Y really is just a maybe it's a multiply scale over life. I don't know. Does this go crazy? No. Okay, that's good. So I think what we want to do is just sort of like do like a age over lifetime. But like with a really intense curve. Something. Too slow. So probably want to come. I don't know. A lifetime. Why does additiveness seem like it's not working? Like set. I'm gonna rotate the whole thing around. I need do, rotation axis should just be rotation center, rotation axis. This might be a bad idea. It was a bad idea. Because that's probably like an amount to rotate, so maybe it's delta time. Okay. How do we make these good? We achieved our goal of getting particle data in, and that's exciting. What if this number was crazy? Dude, that would be like what's a radius? Like way too big. Probably want these animating out as well, right? So we added a little, so let's do set velocity, direction, do this whole business. Yeah, cool. And then make it just smaller. And then this number's too big. Confused by the additiveness on this computer. Is this just this computer being weird, or I don't quite understand. And then we want our initial circle much smaller, right? We probably want these numbers. Now this is irrelevant actually, right? Because we're forcing it. No, that's not true. We're multiplying the scale. Really more Z than we need also. We still have way too much Why are these not additive? Let's... Oh, that's kind of cool. Cooler if it was additive. I truly don't understand. Is it like a Windows thing, like some DirectX broken kind of thing, or what's the... So, okay, I should also undo the thing that I screwed up, which was, I do want this. Excuse me. Why are you not additive? Very unhappy. Local, so we can just pick up and move this thing around. The scale is still ridiculous. More rotation. Kind of want to angle them as well. That sounds hard. I mean, you could do it probably, you know, like cheat this a little bit, like add. I don't immediately know the best way to do that. I truly don't understand why we don't have additiveness. Is it some insane, like... Wait, didn't I just set that to local? Wait, what? No. Wait. Why? Everything should be local. You're local. How did we get a world? Is everything continually moving back to the... What? Still not what I'd expect. Why are you... Why? Is it something with my Y? Or something like the... Why does it seem to just be the Y? Do I accidentally have a... What is going on? Oh, you. What is happening? Oh, wait, what? That's my problem. Okay. Okay, I think we're okay now. So we got a tube. Bad. I don't know. Why are you not additive? Can anyone tell me? What? Why would that be true? Is it because I'm not rendering the sky and additive only works against the sky or something? Or like what? They should work against each other. Doing, you weirdo. Are those additive? I can't even tell. They don't look very additive to me. Actually, they kind of look more additive over here. So, oh, that's funny. Okay, the rebuild is working, which is cool. Kind of need to hide the ring. Kind of my style. I mean, I'm just very confused. I don't like that weird. This thing. Inappropriate use, but why? That's not what additiveness looks like to me. Am I losing my mind? Why is this not additive? I mean, it's almost starting to look cool, which is good news. I think we want a little more of this. I think we really want to I want them coming towards us. And maybe we do just like orient them along velocity. Is that crazy? That will be correct now. Why do they look so dingy? Oh, now it's because of alpha. That's my fault. They don't look additive to me. Probably still be smaller in the initial radius. Very small, 10 centimeters, teeny tiny. It's probably too small, right? I don't know, it gets big pretty quickly. It doesn't actually look that small, does it? It doesn't look like 10 centimeters. 10 centimeter radius. And then maybe like a little more of this business. A little more of this. And then I feel like this needs to really quickly it's not gonna look quite right. Why aren't you additive? Why? Why? Nobody knows. Seems not as small as I would expect. Oh, because that's a quarter meter. That's 10 centimeters. Centimeters, right? We probably want a bit more of this now. Problem is now that we've kind of angled along the velocity, we need a lot more velocity here, or our angle's kind of bogus. It's better if it goes away. Yeah. Is it better if it goes away and gets smaller? Like if this is... This goes the other way. Set the... Yeah, we only set that once, and then we kind of want to lerp to 0. I'm not feeling the feeling right now. You know, the feeling I want where I'm hypnotized. I'm just not quite feeling the feeling. Which is sad because you want to feel the feeling. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Are they like inverting? Guess our lifetime and shrink time have a correlation. Huh. This speed is related. Where did they kind of settle? I would not expect that. What a texture that makes sense. I don't know what to use. Like we get distorted in a way that doesn't make much sense to me, where they like the velocity flattens out in a way that's weird. Isn't that weird? Why would that happen? You don't have any. Well, they should be damping that. Something's damping it. Those are dumb bubbles. Additive is just definitely not working, right? Like that's our... Something is just wrong with Unity. Or wrong with my GPU, or who knows. We lost our problem is this is going to screw up our scale, right? For that we needed the fancy axis. I don't understand. I guess they were trying to sort or something. Well, it'd be easier to kind of get a feel for this if it wasn't broken. almost cool. I don't understand this. This fall off makes no sense to me. Why? Why are you like that? I don't see what we're doing. Unless that really is like crossing the threshold and starting to come back. Maybe it is. Beneath a certain size. Doesn't really make any sense to me though. Why does this radius keep changing? I'll keep changing that. Is it me? Well, I don't know what to do. So let's just make it dangerous. Ah, come on. Let's really let it spew. Okay, that kind of sort of works. The thing I think I would like to do, in conclusion, is probably makes sense to... Oh, no, I really should go, actually. Shoot. Let's send a text message. The thing I think I want to do is just make this kind of a first class citizen of the analyzer. And what we could do is during the processing, we could just always maintain a buffer of intensities, because why not? Like, we're already in there. We already have them in the job. It's just a bit more memory, but not a significant amount. You know, we never have more than like a few hundred intensity, so it doesn't hurt to just always have it. And then when somebody wanted us to, we could do this copy. Like, we wouldn't want to do this unless somebody asked for it, you know? But if somebody asked us nicely, we would say, sure, glad to do it. So I think I'm going to do that. And then we will just have a bit more of like a first class idea of of a buffer with this data in it. We maybe want some other data. I don't know that we do. Maybe we do. Like, you know, maybe we want to visualize. The thing I'm trying to decide is, do we just have the whole thing available on the GPU? Which is a maybe. One would perhaps say. This is it with the named bands. So, but I like the like dynamic switching of the buffer size actually works pretty well, it seems. I don't know. I almost like this. There's something to it that is almost good, but it's not quite good. And I'm really annoyed by the lack of additiveness. I just don't understand. And I don't think it's too insanely heavy. I mean, just some number of times a second we're spawning, I don't know, like 64 particles. It's not, it doesn't feel outrageous to me. Well, it's something I'm interested in trying, and I don't really know what to do about it. But like, we do want to do some kaleidoscopic stuff, and just not quite decided how I want to do that yet. It would probably something with like some off-screen camera rendering a VFX graph that's kaleidoscopic, and then sticking that in a render texture or something. I don't quite know. Wait, suddenly it's additive. What just happened? Now you've decided to be additive? What are you doing? Why did you decide to be additive now? Well, that's fun. It's just nothing. Can't see anything anymore. Why? Why did you do this? Still something weird with this texture. This texture's not right. I mean, obviously. The problem is, gosh, we really want this. Isaiah, how's it going? Yes, still visualizing. Working on like getting the data onto the GPU to visualize there. There's something. I don't know if I'm really on track. I'm feeling off track with this. I'm gonna stop streaming soon. I will stream Sudoku this weekend. That's my personal guarantee to myself. I just said I was gonna work on this every day on stream this week, so. problem really is that you really want it like to match the tempo, and that's, we don't know the tempo. Really lower the outward velocity. This is probably too much also. Oops. Time to stand up again. Good heavens. Okay, I am gonna stand up soon and finish the stream. What if we had way lower life? At a rate that makes sense. Bad idea when I do it. Almost cool. Just not quite landing on cool. We can just do normal orientation, I think, when we have it looks like a Fibonacci lattice. A smaller, like a 1 centimeter radius, like we just really are bursting out of a tunnel. This gets into like strobing territory in a way that's probably not good. That causes a seizure. This is very silly. It's too little. We need everything bigger. Just double everything. More than double it. Like that, the feel wasn't bad. It was just too tiny. Start bigger. There's just not enough. Oops. Whoa, I had a crazy thing where I've been staring at this too much, and when I looked away, my eyes still wanted to think they were looking at something that was zooming. How do we make this better without giving people seizures? I don't know how. Kind of a crazy idea, but I don't really know how to do it. Gosh, how could you do that? Like, to not have it animate out and basically just have it... There's two ways I could think of doing it. Either you have rings that are like somehow like offsetting somehow, or you do it in a very naive way where you just step instead of animating. How could one do that? Basically, every emission, whatever your emission rate was, you'd want to like step in the radius, like kind of at that rate. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. I'm realizing it's probably really annoying when I'm talking and the volume is that loud. Sorry. So how would you do that? In other words, instead of like trying to have some buffer that you're copying along to make ripples, have it be the same particle, but it just like jumps out. That would be sort of a cool thing to do. How would you do it? It would be basically this effect without the spawn, or like the, without the jump. It would just be, they would move outward at a fixed amount every 1 second. But I don't really know how to do that. I could do it at seconds pretty easily, I guess. My mom just did me a picture of some. I had patched a tiny hole in her ceiling, and now the ceiling just fell out on the floor. How did that happen? I don't think I did it. I'm gonna say that I'm not to blame for that. Okay, so gosh, I like. That idea makes sense to me, where you'd have the position and you'd have the radius step. But there's probably easier way to do that. Unless you have like a history buffer of this, like, and then these are just sweeping through the buffer. That's another way you could do it. That's probably easier. Because there's something about this that's kind of cool. It's just a little too much, and I feel like if we didn't have the grow and we just had like the concentric rings, basically. I don't know. Okay, I think I need to be done for the day though. I'm gonna go figure out what happened to my mom's ceiling. Not that there's anything I can do. There's almost something to this one. It's just not like it's too hectic in the middle, you know? Like, I really need to stop thinking about this. Like, if we did this, but then halved this rate and halved this rate and doubled this, it would just be at least a little more gentle. Why do I keep doing this backwards? Maybe this could be a little more gentle. You know, one of the real problems with it, I'm realizing. It's just like that. You've got to either you got to figure out the beat detection so that it's beaty, or you got to just really decouple it. Kind of cool these were hexagons. Seems like we're running out of lifetime. Better to be looking in this or out. I'm not clear. Yeah, I think we got too many particles. Because they're popping off at the end instead of fading. Unless I just didn't make it to 0 or... oh. We could also just like shoot these into the air. Would that be cooler? No, that can be a different visualizer. Oh my gosh. I almost like it. I don't like it. Don't like it, but I almost do. I don't quite know what I think it needs to make me like it. Maybe it needs to be not this. Okay. Maybe we're starting to get somewhere. Whoa. Okay. I think maybe something's happening. I don't think the problem is this is like really gonna look good in the dark, probably, but probably not so good in, you know, just as like additive kind of. Need like a little purlin noise on these to make them twinkly. This song seems not very good. Okay, I'm almost mesmerized, which is of course the goal. So the maybe the thing that's missing is some twinkle toes, like don't know the best way to do this actually. We need just use the position. Yeah, maybe. Okay, here's an idea. Let's get the Perlin. Let's get just Perlin noise like for where we are in space, maybe. Yeah. Okay. No, it gives us a range, so that's good. The range can be. But we want it's not quite right here. We need time in here somehow. Probably high frequency too. Nope. Why does this not seem right?
I wonder if we can ever be happy in a land filled with upstarts and envy.
Maybe what we want actually is like a how do we? Why is this not working the way I think it's going to work? What noise on? No. Okay. Great. That's a little, it's a little bit much. Okay, I just want to be able to see it, so I'm going to make this super high for a second. There's some flaw in my logic. The reason we're doing this is we just need... I guess we could do something like this. We do 2D noise and just make one coordinate for the effects time. And then the other coordinate, just something that's different. No. Maybe it's where...
Bring me all of your heart melodies that I may wrap them in a blue cloud cloth away from the two rough fingers of the world.
X and Y coordinate. We just want them to have like their own totally arbitrary pointed space. Probably a silly way to do this, but
All the progress that human beings have made on this old earth of ours grew out of dreams. That is why it is wise, I should think, to hold fast to dreams. For if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field.
there we go.
Frozen.
Some shimmery sparkles, that's what we want. I feel like we're accidentally blowing out our... We're like getting too hot in the middle. Just a little shimmer. I don't understand. It's like the frequency. Something is happening that I don't like, and I don't really understand it. Maybe it's like the battle of the scale over time at the end, or I'm not exactly sure. Like these feel like they're competing. Yeah, okay. Kind of like it. It's not... It's flawed, but there's something to it. But, you know, proof's in the pudding. Gotta go put a headset on. It's so tiny. Why do we make such a tiny... Such so tiny. It's just so little. So... Why do I keep making these things so tiny? So, we need... to just double everything. I guess I could scale it, but I prefer not to. This stays the same, but we need to double... I'm not convinced we need to double that, actually. We need to double this. We need to double this. And we probably need to double these. Wait, that's not the number I wanted to double at all. Something like this. And now we need to probably lower the frequency. Probably shouldn't do Z. Oh my gosh, it's too much. But... You know, like as we end up with kind of gray around where we blow it out too much. Not totally sure how to avoid that. Okay, well that kind of seems like a thing. Ugh. Would it be good to have the colors sweeping in some way? Like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but let's do it. Like, it's sweeping independently of the, wish I could copy this. Maybe I can. I did. So, we want a sample gradient based on what? On the age, but then wait, what? Why can't I? It's just a set color. So I think what we want, and actually I'm realizing there's some alpha in here. Sneaky. There isn't alpha. Why is it acting like there's alpha? Anyway, so I think the thing we want to do then is age over lifetime, which is fine. So this will be similar to what we had previously, but this should be multiply color. We can also just like add time to this, maybe. This is gonna be crazy. So we're gonna have to mod this. Or repeat. Whoa. Why does that look so incredibly wrong? It's almost right. It's just the... Oops. Let me create a sticky note. Oh, because it doesn't... Yeah, we gotta make it wrap. That's why. So let's take the total time. Let's slow this down a little. Yeah, and then we need to be sure that our first color is our last color. I don't know about this gradient. And we could just... This is probably the better way to do it. Why is our frequency seem so frequent now? They should be moving through XY at like basically the same rate. Is this their local Y? I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, so now we got sweepy colors. They still don't seem right. Is it because of the this? There we go. Oh, look at that. So I don't think we want the colors to come towards us though. At an insane rate. No, don't do that. Bad. It's not great, but there's something to it. I just don't know how good it's gonna look in AR, you know? We could put this one inside the portal. We do have a portal for portal related uses. I don't quite understand the frequency problem. You know, we don't need that, because we could do maybe we just want oops, wrong thing to do. But funny. Okay, how about this instead? Probably need to scale this. Why is it so regular? We're not moving this. I just want this to be like a point. Just to like be somewhere else, you know? Maybe that's adequate. Like square the spawn index. There's just some weird like alignment that is happening that I don't understand. I don't know. It feels like, maybe not. I don't know. How many particles is this? Well, we can do the whole thing in like 2,000 particles. Pretty impressive. Is that too many particles? I don't know. I don't remember how many we did for the mandala. What's our rate? We'll probably calculate this. So if we did like 10 times a second. Yeah, now we run out. That's funny. We'd have to do lower life. I could work backwards and figure out the math, but I refuse to. less velocity going out. It's just, I don't know, the scaling is really messing with me. I probably need to just make that a feature. You know, make that like some high level parameter. Where's life is yours? I need the seal of approval. Where's binary? Where's track? Where's anybody? Who's here with me? I haven't even tried that other one. Okay, I'm gonna go eat food. Number one, I'm gonna eat food. Number two, I'm gonna, I don't know, go outside, take a shower or something. It's springtime out there. Gotta go outside. I feel like we've made something that's kind of cool. I mean, the whole goal of this stream really was just to get the get that data in like GPU side, and that was pretty easy. So this is just icing on the cake, right? Think of a variation of this that was about height. Like basically this exact same thing, but it just would have vertical towers, basically. I don't know if it would be cool, but you can imagine it. Like this is pretty good. It's just a little I hate you. It's just a little sparse, which we could probably correct just by filling this in a little bit. Drum beats look cool. Okay, I'm just testing the mesmer effect, and I'm mesmerized, so that's good. This I don't want to say this, but it might be true. This maybe shouldn't be its own thing. Maybe this should go around a black hole or something. I made the eclipse. doesn't really help. I need like an old film director loop kind of thing. Okay, I'm gonna stop staring at this. Why would you watch a stream of me watching this thing? Okay, that was pretty productive. 3 hours. We got GPU side data, and we got an okay visualization that maybe we can do something with. And if not, maybe it's the foundation of something. Probably gonna go eat some lunch and stuff, and then work offline on doing the thing I said, which is like basically just have that graphics buffer as part of the analyzer, and then maybe add all that other data there. The other data is just challenging because there's no range on it, so I don't know. I don't quite know what to do about that. So maybe I won't. Maybe what I'll do instead is just when I process the when I run the jobs to populate the like calculate all the band data, in addition to returning my like big band data structure, also return the like a totally separate collection that is only that just floats with just that normalized value. Sorry, just that normalized value only. Just has a big array of floats, and then that would be very easy to just copy straight to the GPU already. We'd avoid that other copy. It's more memory, but we'd avoid that other copy. So I'm assuming that's better. You know, rather than like store it in some kind of collection and then spend time copying that collection into another collection and then spending time copying that to the GPU. I don't know. Sounds silly. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Terrier Darts, Isaiah, Helio. I will try to stream Sudoku this week, and I apologize to the Sudoku people who had to deal with me this week, but I will see you next time. Bye.